How's it going, guys? We are going to be playing some Hoi 4 today. I know. Shocking. We're doing some Millennium Dawn. We're doing Myanmar, which in 2000 is still very much, what's a lollipop? Very much underneath the military junta, which we'll have to decide if we want to stay with or not. Their focus tree isn't fantastic, but it's not bad, and we can definitely work with it. We have a border conflict with the Shan state. Myanmar technically controls all these little areas. There's the Kachin state, which are Christians. There's the Wa state. There's the Shan state. And then there's the Karen state. These are all technically in Myanmar. They're revolts and internal civil wars that have been ongoing for huge periods of time. And I believe they're not really even resolved to this day. So we have a lot of internal issues we're dealing with. Hello there.
It's delegated from China, and we would like to know if the government of Myanmar will be interested in Chinese investment.
We'd be open to such an offer. The Myanmar is, as you know, one of the quickest growing economies on the planet, and has the ability to become an Asian tiger. So if you wish to cooperate with our government, assuming certain things can be understood, we'd be open to it.
Great. CCP shall send investment offer, and
if you're looking for economic cooperation with Myanmar, though, we would be very interested in securing potentially some arms contracts in the future as well, given the very powerful nature of the Chinese military arms and technologies. Is that something that the CCP would be open to?
we may discuss this matter later on.
We don't need to agree on anything now, but we would like to know if this is something that you'd be open to, because there are certainly many other nations that might also be open to such an offer, and we would like to wait to speak to them if we couldn't at least get a verbal agreement that you'd be open to in the future.
Well, before giving you an answer, I must ask the chairman's opinion.
Very well. It's understandable. Take your time.
So I shall come back after talking with the chairman about
Very well.
the question of what are you asking again?
In the future, the opening up of arms deals to basically procure our more cutting-edge Chinese military arms to be produced in Myanmar, as well as just general military cooperation, broadly speaking.
Okay. And you were open for the investment, am I right?
Good.
Yes, I shall come back later on after we talk with the chairman.
So, okay, China's going to invest in us to start off with 43 billion, which is a good deal. They're looking for heavy cooperation and an arms deal. Good.
Yes, hello.
Hello there. Is this the Chinese ambassador again? So, we received your offer of equipment, but I think you misunderstood what the military junta of Myanmar is interested in. We are primarily looking to be able to license technologies off of China in the future and produce it domestically. We want a partner going forward, both economically and militarily. As you know, we have many internal conflicts in our country, and we need someone who's willing to cooperate with us in that front. I know that China is obviously one of the strongest world economies and militaries, and we are open to working with you, but as I said before, we want a partner, not someone who's just looking for back and forth economic deals.
I know, it's just, did Charles send you something?
He did.
If it sent it, I think it sent it the wrong thing. At least the Chinese government agreed to your offers. It's just I think it sent it the wrong thing.
Indeed, but again, that's not what we were asking for. We don't want your equipment.
I
In
know.
the future, we want licenses.
Yes, licenses were okay. It's just it sent you the wrong thing because I didn't explain it correctly. This is just yes. But CCP can agree to your offer.
Good.
So,
And of course, Myanmar looks forward to cooperating with China in the future. When you feel it is necessary, there are many technologies that Myanmar is unable to produce domestically, which would be interesting in procuring from your government Although we also do like the military factories for it, so it's something long-term we do wish to begin to work with more closely.
Well, you're welcome to come discuss these deals in Beijing.
We will do so. There's a few other ambassadors we need to see first, I believe.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you for your time, Ambassador.
Here at the United States, we are officially extending our invitation to Myanmar despite our cultural differences and our sanctions on you. We would like to invite Myanmar as an internationally recognized UN state to join the United Nations peacekeeping forces.
Frankly, I'm very surprised to hear this, Ambassador. What is with the sudden change in outlook by the U.S. government? You've been very hostile with us in the past.
The United States had already abandoned that method of policy, as you have clearly read from our president's recent controversial statements in front of the White House lawn, saying that we will be adopting the United States' new way and abandoning the
We have
old
not. Myanmar
ways
is not in the habit of keeping up with the policies and public statements of nations that we do not view as friendly.
Of course. Yet, we would still like to inform that Myanmar that the United Nations will now be suspending the current sanctions on Myanmar once we have been shown that Myanmar is willing to deal with these problems internally.
We've always been dealing with them internally. It seems like a bit of a meaningless phrase. What exactly are you looking for to get rid of these sanctions?
Child soldiers.
That is a major issue that we are trying to crack down on.
Of course, once that has been corrected, we will immediately cancel all of the sanctions that were put on Myanmar.
We are doing our best to deal with that situation. We have not done as much as we could on that in the past, and I will assure you, Ambassador, that is one of the biggest issues we are attempting to deal with here, as we do work to make major reforms.
Again, as part of the United States, we would like to state that United States will be willing to offer a helping hand to any countries who are willing to deal with human rights crisis within their country, and Myanmar will be a top receiver of our funds for the human rights relief funds recently established by the United States.
That is wonderful to hear. There's a lot of work to be done here. As you know, there's many within the military who do not seek these reforms. They wish us to stay stagnant and continue the policies of the past, but I, as well as others, are looking now to make some very extreme changes. As you know, Myanmar's economy is one of the quickest growing in the world, and I think that our future is through that. So we must ensure that we make necessary actions to open ourselves up to international investment. The Asian tigers have shown what Asia can be when invested in, and I am sure that America would also be interested in finding other investment areas such as ours, which would be, I think, absolutely prime for return on investment to your investors.
Of course. Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Ambassador?
Alright, very well. We will come back in about 1 year's time after the United Nations meeting.
Very well. Hello there. This is the leader of the Myanmar government, Tan Shui. What can I do for you?
Mr. Tan Shui, let me shake your hands at first.
Of course,
that can truly rule his country, not like other people. I'm here as the King of Thailand, and I'm here to talk about, first, the future of your nation, and second, about economical deals. What do you want to talk first?
The future should always be planned for first, don't you think?
Yes, of course. Yes. Then let's talk about the future. Are you willing to continue your course as you do right now? I mean, you rule your country with harsh hands, and some people in your country want freedom. Will you give in, or will you continue?
Personally,
This is quite
I will
important.
not allow for these reforms that people are wanting. Now, I am for changing some of the policies we've had that are proving to be not very useful to what we need to do for our nation, but I will not agree to these democratic reforms that are being proposed. I will not personally ever do that. We must incorporate the rebel states and end the civil wars. We need to crack down and get rid of the child soldier issue, which has plagued our country now for quite some time. And I will admit my government has been a little bit stagnant in that. And we need to open ourselves up to investment and to tourism, which we find much success in from such neighbors as your own country, which as economy has benefited much from these things.
Indeed, tourism is one of the, most important things in our economy.
Indeed.
And we could actually help to build your own tourism sectors. I mean, we have.
We would love to
very
cooperate with the
experienced
Thai government on that. I know that many of my ministers have some ideas on that for in the future, but there are some bigger issues we need to deal with, such as our debt crisis and dealing with the child soldier issue.
I see.
Boy,
Children should be in school, not in the army. I mean, they are
Agreed.
ineffective
Well,
in the army.
when they grow
Sure.
older, it does them much good to be brought up in the military life and to find some discipline, but not when they're children. They do need to be educated.
Indeed, indeed. And you can create other organizations for them, not straight military, but pre-military.
Mandatory
organizations.
service, I think, is important, but not when they're young. They can go into the military after they have their basic education.
We can agree on that, actually, yes. And by the way, what do you think about some investments in your future touristical areas?
We would appreciate them greatly. I will say, unfortunately,
Yeah,
Myanmar is
experienced-
incapable of mutual investment at this time due to our, again, spiraling debt crisis. So do keep that in mind.
That's not
Good day. This is Mr. Tranduklyo. I'm gonna butcher this name every time. From the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. I'm gonna speak to Mr.
Minister.
She.
Shan Shui, what's his name again? Than Shui. Yes.
Shui.
Hello there. Welcome to Yangon. Take a seat,
Thank
Minister.
you.
What can I do
Thank
for you?
I'm just here to discuss with you economical ties as well as your commitment to Asian.
Myanmar is heavily committed to that commitment and wishes to cooperate with all fellow Asian members. What exactly are you here to specifically discuss? Let's get into the details of it. Before we begin, I would like to say, I know that many Asian members and many of our neighbors, generally speaking, have been very worried about the internal civil conflicts in Myanmar and the child soldier issue. But I do want to reassure all of our friends, allies, and partners that the child soldier issue is our #1 priority right now, and we are cracking down heavily on that. We want to rebrand Myanmar into a properly well-run but disciplined country in the modern world to cooperate with our friends abroad.
sick. Very nice to see you all here. We are here to talk about the problems and hopes of the Asian countries. We listen to all of you, and we are here to cooperate. So I would like to start with the first topic. I had some how should I say, bad information about Laos, actually. He put the troops, as the leader of Laos, Kamtai Shipandon, put the troops onto the Thailand border, and then they bring their troops to the border of Vietnam, which we both don't understand. So we would like to get some answers for this premier of Laos.
Can you wait 2 minutes?
Yes, I can actually wait for a minute.
Yes,
Maybe we
I
can
would like-
continue then with another topic, yes? Yeah, we would like to, maybe we can publish some documents of the mistakes and what you learned from it, and
course,
give it to the other leaders that attended
course.
here.
I will work on doing that for you all as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Do you expect this to go to other countries in Southeast Asia? Because after the Asian crisis recently, I think many nations, including Myanmar, is worried that we could see something like that happen again. Perhaps without the capital flows from the IMF that really saved us last time.
Yes. So thanks for this information, and as we said, I'm very glad that you will provide us with some documents about what you learned from it and what we can do right if we are affected, actually. Very glad to have this information. And now I heard that the leader of Laos, Mr. Kamtai Shipandong, is back.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. I spilled a Pepsi can over my keyboard. Had to fix that.
Oh,
Yes.
So yeah. Regarding the troop issue, we have had logistical issues with troops, which made us at first put troops on the Thailand border. The Thailand government, asked us to send them to the Vietnam border.
That's not true. I need to say
That
something
is-
to this. That's not true. You asked me if you should bring them then to the Vietnamese border, and then I said
Yes,
to you,
and you
I don't
approved of it.
care. You should bring your troops away from both of our borders. That's
Gentlemen,
my...
very,
that would
very
be-
briefly, I'd just like to say that we are having some major protests in the capital in Yangon in Myanmar. We'd just like to let all the other nations know that the military firmly has this under control. Not to worry about it. If you would like to send some military advisors, we would appreciate it, but our own security forces have this under control. We thank you for your offer, though.
Of course, of course.
And I want to come back to the actual topic, Mr. Kamtai Shipandon. So you said that Mr. Luang of Vietnam said that your troops should come to my border, right? So
He approved
you-
of me sending them back.
Yeah, you see. So I would say that we are done with this problem. I think we are quit. I think the youth says it like this.